Today on Investigate TV Plus, a chronic disease affects hundreds of thousands of Americans, with some patients experiencing severe, life-threatening complications.
On a good day, I used a cane. On a bad day, I used a walker. And on a really bad day, it was just, I can't get out of bed.
We share a young mother's struggle with the debilitating effects of lupus. Plus,
there are very few times in history when you feel like you're part of history in the making. And I think that this feels like one of those times.
Take an in-depth look at what could become a breakthrough treatment.
Then she delayed receiving preventative care until a trip to the emergency room started her on a grueling journey.
We did x-rays, we did CT scans, we did contrast CT scans. By 6 o'clock, an oncologist came in.
We go inside her cancer battle, explore factors that prevented her from getting a routine screening, and provide solutions to help other women facing similar circumstances.
And a Pilates powerhouse.
So she is an inspiration.
Absolutely. Huge inspiration to everybody who comes here.
A Vermont woman shows why we should all take time to exhale and engage our core strength.
In-depth stories that inform and inspire. You're watching Investigate TV Plus. Hundreds of thousands of people, mostly women, and many in the prime of their life, betrayed by their own body. I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm Tisha Powell. The disease is lupus, a lifelong autoimmune condition where the immune system attacks healthy cells and tissues, which can lead to inflammation and organ damage.
According to the CDC, it's also hard to diagnose due to its many signs and symptoms. It's estimated 1.5 million Americans have lupus, and 9 out of 10 diagnoses of lupus are in women ages 15 to 44. There is no cure, but a new treatment first developed to fight cancer is giving lupus patients new hope.
We talked to a military wife in North Carolina who was fighting her own painful battle with this disease. For Rachel Dibb, it's the little things like playing outside with her children that bring her joy.
Car time.
On a good day, I used a cane. On a bad day, I used a walker. And on a really bad day, it was just, I can't get out of bed. I would hurt my hip just like rolling over in bed. It was bad.
That pain comes from the disease she battled for nearly 2 decades, lupus. In December of 2007, as a college sophomore, Rachel was diagnosed with the autoimmune disease. At first, it hurt to laugh or even breathe, and then her joints began to fail.
My thumb just like popped out of the socket. I didn't even know what was happening. I went to like do this, and my thumb popped out. And that's the start of multiple hand surgeries.
A downward spiral from one health crisis to another. Rachel said lupus robbed her of all the things she loved.
I lost the ability to play instruments. I was a clarinetist in college. I did marching band. I played piano, tenor saxophone, and music was really important to me. So that was like the first thing I lost. I loved to run. I loved to go hiking with my knees. I couldn't do that anymore.
It became a struggle to do things on her own, and being married to someone in the military was often an added challenge.
Like I was hospitalized while my husband was deployed because my symptoms had gotten so bad.
But after nearly 20 years of suffering and hospital stays, Rachel has found her stride again, thanks to a clinical trial at the University of North Carolina School of Medicine for CAR T-cell therapy, a form of genetic engineering first used in cancer patients.
I would say it's just really groundbreaking in a way that we had never imagined.
Rheumatologist Dr. Sarah Sheikh, one of only a handful of doctors in the world offering CAR T-cell therapy, suggested the treatment to Rachel.
It's often referred to as a living drug because it uses the patient's own immune system to fight whatever disease you're targeting.
CAR T-cell therapy, which stands for chimeric antigen receptor therapy, integrates immunotherapy, genetic engineering, and personalized medicine. It's been successful in the treatment of blood cancers.
In these particular cancers, B cells are at play. And in autoimmune diseases such as lupus, B cells are also involved, and these are what are called autoreactive B cells, in which the body's immune system starts to attack itself.
Now that we know that autoreactive B cells are the enemy, here is how CAR T-cell therapy helps the body to fight back. The first step in the process is taking the patient's own blood to extract T cells, which the body uses to fight infection. The T cells are then genetically reprogrammed in a lab.
It's as though you give the T cells a GPS, right, to go back into the body and find the target cell. In this case, the B cells are the targets.
After 3 days of preconditioning with chemotherapy, Rachel received her CAR T-cell infusion, getting her T-cells back in the form of supercells.
So what CAR T-cell therapy comes and does is it really sort of wipes out this old immune system and really allows for a reset.
Rachel saw results immediately.
After I got it, like the day after, I had the most energy I'd ever had, ever. I was like, I feel like I'm 20 again, and I'm stuck in a hospital room.
Now, over a year later, Rachel is in remission, and life at home couldn't be better.
I can get up with my kids in the morning, I take them to school. Simple things like laundry and dishes, and my husband doesn't have to worry about that anymore because I can do it.
She's also spreading the word about CAR T-cell therapy to others fighting lupus.
If I had had this treatment when I was 19, my life would be completely different now.
There are very few times in history when you feel like you're part of history in the making. And I think that for lupus and autoimmune diseases, this feels like one of those times.
An emotional journey for patients and the medical team at UNC who'll never forget the first time they saw results of CAR T-cell therapy.
And I think all of us really had tears rolling down our cheeks. It was really sort of a moment where we all looked at each other and just, it's really difficult to put into words how that feels.
Mama, look at my smiley face.
For this military mom,
this is life-changing. Yes, it's hard in the moment. It's not a fun thing to go through, but it's worth it because you could get your life back.
Dr. Sheikh says CAR T-cell therapy holds incredible promise, but it's not without risk. The CAR T-cell therapy clinical trial is conducted by a team of specialists that oversees preparation, administration, and follow-up therapy. The clinical care team consists of a rheumatologist, someone who specializes in treating autoimmune diseases, an oncologist or hematologist, an immunologist, and a nephrologist to monitor the kidneys.
Researchers agree that clinical trials are essential for the development of new treatments and that every new medicine starts with volunteers, like Rachel.
The clinical trial is not costing her anything out of pocket, and she hasn't had to use her health insurance. In addition to testing new drugs and devices, clinical trials provide a scientific basis for advising and treating patients. Dr. Sheikh believes all patients with any disease need to have access and opportunity to participate in clinical trials when available.
We are, beginning to reimagine and re-envision what it is to treat patients who've suffered for so long with these symptoms and with the complications from these diseases, and give them sort of another chance, also sort of a reset at life.
There's hope in the future that CAR T-cell therapy will be used to treat rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and other neurologic diseases.
Still ahead, a mammogram is the first line of defense in detecting cancer in women. But for some, what should be routine remains out of reach.
I was 59 years old and had never had a mammogram.
We examine the benefits of early breast cancer screening and solutions to provide women better access to care.
Then later, raise a dog, change a life.
I get emotional, so it's a beautiful story to tell. Well, that they make such a difference in people's lives.
We show you how volunteers help transform playful bundles of fur into hard-working service dogs. It all starts with an ounce of prevention. In the United States, breast cancer is the leading cause of cancer death in women, but doctors say regular screenings can find the disease at an early stage when chances of survival are highest.
But some women are skipping yearly mammograms because they don't have health insurance or can't afford it. According to the most recent data from 2023, of the women ages 50 to 74 years old without health insurance, only half had a screening mammogram.
Reporter Caroline Hicks speaks to a small business owner who didn't have her first screening until she was nearly 60 and explores a solution for women who may not be able to afford a mammogram.
Hi, Miss Daly. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
How's everything going?
pretty good.
Yeah?
No complaints
Okay.
this time.
Kathy Daly starts many of her days like this, attending appointments at the Atrium Health Levine Cancer Institute. It was stomach pain that first brought her to the emergency room in 2023.
And we did x-rays, we did CT scans, we did contrast CT scans. By 6 o'clock, an oncologist came in and she said, "Have they talked to you?" And I said, "No." She says, "Well, I'm sorry to let you know you have cancer." And I just started crying.
She was initially diagnosed with uterine cancer, but that all changed when she was directed to get a mammogram.
I was 59 years old and had never had a mammogram.
Daly was self-employed and did not have health insurance.
I was a little nervous, and then how I was going to take care of everything.
That's when she learned Project Pink would cover the cost. Levine Cancer partners with Charlotte Radiology to bring mobile mammogram screenings to uninsured women for free. The project can also cover your mammogram off the bus.
2 days later, the phone call came, and it said, "You have breast cancer."
She's currently fighting stage 4 metastatic breast cancer.
I was in shock. I cried. My husband was terrified. My daughter was in tears because then it was explained that there's nothing to do but treat it. You'll live with this.
What have the past couple of years been like?
Sort of like things have stopped. It's like I'm at a stopping point because it's doctor's appointments, scans, just different medical things.
She has her hard days.
The first few months of chemo, I couldn't even get off the couch.
Sometimes the hurdles feel insurmountable.
I had an episode that put me in the ER, and that's then when I found out the cancer had spread. So I was just like, okay, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it till 5 years at that point, but I'm thriving through.
Thriving because she has a lot to fight for.
Avery, my grandbaby, I was there when she was born, and I'm just determined to be there as she goes through life and graduate.
Without the team from Project Pink helping her to navigate the process, she does not know where she would be.
I can call anyone, anytime, and they're, "What can I help you with? What do you need?"
What would your message be for other women who are considering mammograms?
Get it as soon as you can. And I'm saying it as a person that was worried about the cost. Don't worry about the cost. Worry about finding it and getting good treatment. That's it. That's it. The mammogram saved my life.
If you don't have health insurance or can't afford a mammogram, there are programs that can help. Some options may even be free.
The Susan G. Komen Foundation's Patient Navigators can connect you to services in your area. Just call the Foundation's Breast Care Helpline at 1-877-465-6636.
Still ahead, she's achieved a sense of balance.
I feel great, and I can still do just about everything I want to.
We show what makes this super senior a super ager.
But first, before they can become a lifeline on a leash, a special group of very good boys and girls undergo extensive training.
Chris! Yes, good boy!
We explore the job of a puppy raiser and show how they help train future service dogs.
From opening doors to picking up drop keys or putting on socks, service dogs serve a deep purpose for people with disabilities.
But before a canine can make a difference, they go through an intensive training process and a little bit of play that begins with a volunteer called a puppy raiser.
Reporter Lauren Korn provides insight into what it's like to help shape a future service dog.
Pike is super smart.
Meet Pike, Marcy Deutsch's hearing dog and companion.
I got Pike for several reasons. I lost several family members, but I need to be independent and having him will be able to guide me around with the sounds and stuff. Good job.
Pike has 35 different alerts under his belt and counting, transforming Marcy's life for the better.
Pike has made a big, dramatic improvement in my life. I can go places now. I'm not afraid. Jump.
He is one of thousands of dogs that are part of Canine Companions, the leading national nonprofit that provides free service dogs to veterans and people with disabilities.
Horace! Yes, good boy!
And they start training right away.
So he knows his name, he knows how to sit, he knows how to go down, he knows how to wait for his food. Jump! Jump!
Lisa Dare is a puppy raiser for Canine Companions.
Yay! Good boy.
Spending 18 months teaching pups like 5-month-old Horace commands and social skills before sending them to professional training at a regional center to be later matched with a person in less than 2 years.
My favorite part is watching them develop and learn. So like by the time you get this little fluffy thing that knows his name, and by the time you turn him in, he can do 30 commands and he's just an amazing dog.
Lisa proudly wears her heart for the program around her neck, a charm for each of the puppies she has trained.
It's just something that's a reminder of the journey that we've taken and the success that we've had. Horace, I get emotional. So it's a beautiful story to tell, you know, that they make such a difference in people's lives.
It amazes me, and what our dogs can do and the skills.
Dr. Jim Berry beams with honor for the California-based organization and his local chapter that launched in late 2024 that stretches from Charleston to Wilmington.
Our dogs have 40 different commands that they're taught and can perform, from picking up things on the ground, helping people put their socks on, helping them do the laundry.
The Coastal Carolinas chapter joins a 50-year legacy that also launched a new therapy dog program for hospitals, schools, and nursing homes.
Yay, good boy!
These dogs play an important role in people's lives.
And for Marcy, that gift is truly priceless.
Pike, sit. Just having him just being there helped me gain my independence.
Up next, she proves it's never too late to get a good workout.
It's what keeps me going. Really, I think the exercise is wonderful.
We introduce you to the almost 90-year-old woman inspiring others to keep moving. Pilates founder Joseph Pilates said, "We retire too early and we die too young. Our prime of life should be in the 70s, and old age should not come until we are almost 100. The quote reflects his belief people should be active well into their later years.
You may know someone who's reached their 80s, 90s, or beyond that still has that special spark and refuses to slow down. And they're often referred to as super-agers, or someone who defies typical age-related decline.
We believe an octogenarian in Vermont fits this category, and once you see her in action, you'll probably agree. Reporter Joe Carroll shows us she's inspiring others to find their inner strength.
At her home in Barrie is where Sue Talmadge finds solitude.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
She's owned the property with her husband, Bruce, for over 40 years.
Walking for me it's very relaxing.
Sue's in the woods just about every single day, but twice a week she heads to Montpelier, and it wouldn't be a stretch to say what she does is amazing. At Essential Physical Therapy and Pilates,
yes, hi.
The 88-year-old is the head of the class. You the oldest?
I'm sure I am.
She's been taking this class for close to 2 decades.
It's an important part of my life.
Pilates, a combination of repetitive exercises, is about building balance, flexibility, and core strength.
Letting the foot bar press up into the structure of your feet.
Today it's a small class with 2 other women, and instructor Willow Wonder.
Bring your head towards your knees.
Seemingly every muscle is in motion.
Beautiful.
It's what keeps me going. Really, I think the exercise is wonderful.
If you think that old people have balance issues. This is not the case for Sue. Good job. Well, I think she's very unique to have such ability, strength, balance, flexibility, all of the things at that age I just have not seen much of.
Studies show that older adults are prone to losing muscle mass. That leads to falls and other complications.
Good job.
The class goes for 45 minutes with no breaks.
Can't talk while I'm doing it.
Up.
Behind Sue, Vicki Mazer, who's 24 years younger than the super senior.
I was blown away when I found out how old Sue was. I don't know when that was or what year, but it was, I said, what?
So she is an inspiration.
Absolutely. Huge inspiration to everybody who comes here.
I don't look at it that way at all.
For Sue, it's a personal goal to stay fit.
Good work.
88's a long time.
Nice. All right, so we're at the end. Nice job, everybody.
No, I'm not sore. I can go home and take my usual walk.
Back on her land.
Oh, I've got a big mushroom up there I'll have to look at. I feel great, and I can still do just about everything I want to.
What an inspiring story. You know, balance is important for seniors. They can hurt themselves by falling, and this gives you more core strength.
She's doing, I mean, her age is overrated, really. It's just a number, and she kind of proves it right there in that story.
Exactly,
so, right?
Great story.
Yes, that's it for us here on Investigate TV Plus. I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm Tisha Powell. Thanks for watching. On the next Investigate TV Plus, cyber criminals grab innocent photos or video of a child off social media, and with a few clicks, turn it into something disturbing.
We first started receiving those reports to our cyber tip line in 2023, and that year we received 4,700 reports. Last year, in 2024, we saw that number increase to 67,000 reports.
We take an in-depth look at the use of artificial intelligence in child abuse and efforts to fight it.